Hello guys, Snipping here bringing you another video. We got some Pokemon news to go over, so let's get started. So first off, Creatures Inc. got a new logo, and it's just called Creatures TM. They changed the name. I just wanted to let you guys know that. So just a quick update of that. So everything is just gonna be the same. They're still gonna design the models for Pokemon, for the Pokemon themselves, for the 3D models and stuff like that. So that's what they do. They just changed it to their new logo. Next up thing is, if it comes up, hold on. Is this right here? It says for whatever reasons. Okay, first of all, this is from Go Nintendo, and it says Nintendo's E3 2018 presentation officially titled Nintendo Direct E3 2018. Now they've changed their name from different times over the course. They called it Treehouse. They called it just different things. It's in general they titled it Nintendo Direct E3. So this time around, anyway. And it said for whatever reason, Nintendo likes to tweak the wording of the E3 presentations. They've called them digital events in the past. Yes, they have. And directs as well. This year is going back to the classic style, updating their official E3 2018 website with the Nintendo Direct E3 2018 branding. Not really a big deal, but now you know what to write on your calendars. So there you go. Now it's E3 2018. Really, Nintendo Direct E3 2018, which is pretty cool. Next up is Jinx Love. So she sent this out, and it was a GF that Webo and Tiba quickly linked, and then it got deleted. It was posted on 4chan for a good minute, and according to her friends, this GF is real. This GF is currently causing a huge verbal fight on the Chinese community. Now, why would it do that? I have no idea. And here's like the actual animation for it here. Pikachu just saying no. Did you see this? I think it's fake though. But the graphics for this is pretty cool. It's because it's not like 3DS. It's kind of like this white space area. He's standing on something, but I can't tell what it is. But definitely Pikachu just standing there, just shaking his head. No, no, no. I don't know why, but it's just something to think about. Ruffle Rowell down here at the bottom. So he did talk to Serena about this. He said more hints, vegetable cooking. I am sure. Yeah, I don't know. So like I said, the animation is clean. Like then we have this right here that Shane sent to Ruffle Rowell, and it said I think we. The NPC in the game says, I think we may be on our way to Kanto region. Just another little simple hint there. Then you have Joseph Clarkson saying, this is probably nothing, but I just realized that Japanese song for Pokemon Sun and Moon Ultra Adventures has words "Let's Go" at the very beginning. Just a funny little coincidence if you ask me. And if you go to the actual Wiki page, you can see at the top up here, "Let's Go," right there. Right there. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's right there. "Let's Go" is right there in the song. So, that's just another little small thing, simple thing. And then you have Pikachu and Eevee here again. That was from that one little snippet clip, yeah, of them running HQ like this. Like, look at this. I don't know what Eevee's doing here. Let me see. She just in front of. Oh, those are all the evolutions on the floor. Just being weird for no reason. Just why Pikachu and Eevee out of all things? Why those two? Like it's a simple thing, but it's like why those two? I have no idea what that says, but that's just another little small tidbit. Then here we have what is his name? Teddy. We have Teddy here playing Pokemon Yellow. Just random Pokemon Yellow. Just random thing. I think he's like an artist or something, like a music artist or whatever. And he's just playing Pokemon Yellow while he's waiting on his next agenda. I mean, I've heard that some people do play Pokemon, like certain stars do play Pokemon, but just random Pokemon Yellow though. Yellow, not red, not blue, not green, yellow. I don't know. Like this guy here, Tomato Malice, he actually did send something on his Twitter page. I'm gonna bring that up. I did take a snippet of it. Now this does sometimes happen in the Ultra Sun and Moon games, and it says right there at the bottom, seems to have been first met in Pokemon Go. How would they do this? Manage to do this if there's no connection going to be between the two? I'm just saying, like this sometimes just happens to happen, but we don't know if that means anything or anything. But it's just a cool little tidbit to see. So let's see what else we got. Junichi Masuno says, Samba, I'm dancing a lot. And then he posts this in Pokemon Go. Him dressed as red. Why? Why red? Like, seriously? Like, for real. Like, this is just something that just doesn't usually just happen. But just another small little tidbit just to go forward towards yellow, red, blue, and green. Just like another thing. And then we had this. So everybody remember the time Misty Saga tried to take a group picture, right? And then if you see here at the bottom of the GIF, right? You can see the little boy and his brothers from that one episode where he had an Eevee and his brothers was trying to encourage him to evolve it into like a Flareon, Vaporeon, or a Jolteon. But he said he liked the Eevee the way it was. Just another small tidbit. There's also Pikachu and Raichu there, so, you know, hey. Okay, Annabelle. Let me see. I think Annabelle, she sent a picture here, somewhere in here, but I'll find it eventually, but. So, I'm sorry guys, but it was supposed to be at the end, but, really, this right here is basically, Annabelle mentioned this, and she said that she sent the Team Rocket thing here to Ruffle Rally, and basically it was like a Team Rocket takeover on the Twitter page or whatever, and they showed like a lot of Pokemon Yellow pictures and stuff like that, and then at the end they put, will be continued to monitor the productivity of these workers, reevaluate in another 20 years. So, 20 years. Evaluate another 20 years. The 20 years from Pokemon Yellow. It's just another hint, guys. I'm not saying it's real. Like I say in every video, take things with a grain of salt, but also keep an open mind. That's all I'm saying. But it's been too much Pokemon Yellow stuff. It's been too much about Pikachu, too much about Eevee. It's just getting out of hand. So I'm just starting to think that this is starting to be something worth more while. Ruffle Rally posted this, but this was firstly sent to him by a guy named Zeke6464. And he found this first, and then it says right here from the actual game, this is not a bad thing, this is actually from the actual game. It says, Alola and Kanto, they seem far apart, but they're closer than you think. This is something that Rotoms does say. Like, sometimes it's in Ultra Sun and Moon, just depending on the day, I guess, and when it wants to say it. But, yeah, it does happen. So, that's the thing. And then we have this that was sent by Hosanna that I don't really know if my tweet got to you, so I'll send it again. I think that Pokemon in Japan just hinted us with Pokemon Switch. Like 90% sure about it. Take a look. So this is just a video, a music video that they did, and it is basically depicting battle. It's a battle between Staryu, Rhydon, and Tyranitar, and it's just 3D animation, and it's usually like Ruffle Riley said, it's usually they just do 2D instead of 3D, and they actually didn't manage to do, you know, the actual thing this time. And hold on, let me make sure that I didn't get copyrighted for this video, because I want to make sure I turn it down and all that stuff. So let me see what we do here. Hold on. So as we're looking at this video, first thing we come in, we see Staryu, right? So we see Staryu, goes over, slight glowing. He's facing off against Rhydon. He's fighting Rhydon, and I don't know if he ends up beating the Rhydon or whatever. Then he starts fighting Tyranitar. He gets the Water Stone from his trainer. I can't really, I'm trying to show it, but it's not doing it right. Hold on. See here, the trainer hands him the Water Stone. So then he evolves into Star Mime, and then shoots a water gun at Tyranitar and wins. For some reason at the end it becomes back a Staryu. I don't understand that either. Unless we're going to have de-evolution in this, which would be insane at the same time. I don't think they would do that because they haven't did that in, I don't know, in any game really. You can't really go back and become a Pikachu, which is once you turn into a Raichu, but I don't know why they do it that way. That's his page. I mean, well, this is the actual video on the Pokemon official YouTube channel, so you can go check that out. It's the same thing, basically. So, they have the 21st, which is today. This is supposed to be, I guess, Eevee Day or whatever. So, they had this posted a couple of days ago, or a few days ago, and they had the calendar part to it as well. But I don't see that on this image, but it was part of this image as well. Then Rivy sends this, and he says, "Take it with a grain of salt." He got this from he sent this in the game, the Cube, and yeah, the Cube sent it to Ruffle Rowlet, and then he got it through in the game, the Cube, which then he showed it up close and what it was. So basically, what this says is it's trying to tell you what some of the things are supposed to be inside of the game, how it's supposed to go now. Like I said, take this with a grain of salt, but keep an open mind. That's all I'm saying. So, it says, first off, have fun. Been in development since 2015. Project was known as the staff as the Beluga, referencing the size of the game, and because Junichi jokes that he loves whales too. Johto will be released as a free add-on at a later date. As some have probably seen, the merchandise line was recently revealed last month. Let's go to Johto. A new mechanic known as Ultra Shinies. These are exclusively limited to the Savari Zone. Several characters are reimagined as new characters. For instance, Champion Ryuku is imagining a reimagining of Lance. All sounds like a swell idea, but we don't know if this is going to happen or not, so grain of salt. In Pikachu's edition, you are giving Pikachu with an odd tail as Turbo Tail, known as Turbo Tail. Quicker and more distraught by nature, only this Pikachu can evolve into Garuchu. In Eevee's edition of the game, you're given a Eevee that knows how to sing. It's heroic and playful by nature, only this Eevee can evolve to Goleon. It was important to Junichi for both evolutions of the stars to incorporate Go into their name while staying to their true inspirations. So, sounds like a great idea. Great idea. But grain of salt. Because I don't it sounds good, but it's just not. It's just too fan servicey. It's too fan servicey. But knowing that Game Freak does stuff, it just kind of throws off me a bit. Select batch Pokemon from the full Generation 8 games still in development will be featured in this game, but these are the first Gen 8 titles. Huh. It's interesting. You will encounter a few familiar faces, but some will be version exclusive. These characters are given a complete makeover, and the ones that you have been with you for 2 years may not be as you remember. Jesse and Jays make a return, but opposite a bigger threat. Oppose a bigger threat. Oppose a bigger threat than before. See you soon. Okay, so first of all, Gen 8 Pokemon being in this game, I highly doubt it because it's a reboot. And I'm pretty sure they don't put Pokemon that they're making new inside of a reboot. That just wouldn't make sense. That'd be thrown off. Period. Characters being makeover and looking a little bit different makes sense. People you haven't seen in a while might look a little bit different. That makes sense. Jesse James posing bigger threat than before. I don't know about that one, but it's a good idea. Again, great idea, but I really don't. Yeah. Moving on. We had this thing here on Go Nintendo that was posted saying Nintendo grabs Pokemon trademark in North America. So it said Nintendo is on a trademark budge in recent weeks. And yet another registration has surfaced today. Nintendo has secured the Pokemon trademark in North America. And it ties a tableware, watches, and clocks in stationery bags, bowls, tablecloths, and clothing. This trademark dates to the registration in Japan in 2014. So this registers back in 2014, but they just now got it now. And Pokemon, I guess it's going to be another merchandise line, which is going to be cool. So that means we're going to get even more merchandise for its bags and bowls, tablecloths. We were talking tableware, watches, clocks. I like that. I mean, you can have like a whole bunch of stuff Pokemon-wise in your room. So stylized. This is just a little tidbit I wanted you guys to see. It's not really Pokemon Switch related, but it's just good to know that we're going to be getting something new and we're going to be able to, have some more Pokemon stuff. Next thing is about this article. We talked about this article before, but in one of my older videos. But where this article is supposed to be, it was originally sent by Animal on Twitter, and it was supposed to show that this Gen 8 game was supposed to be. You can read through that if you want, but it's supposed to be basically. This is supposed to be saying here that basically, it's going to be a Gen 8 game in 2018. And what trips me off here is that they show Pikachu. Out of all things they could have showed any Pokemon, but they show Pikachu, though. That's what it confuses me. So, I mean, this doesn't really mean anything, but I'm just saying, like, the fact that they show Pikachu kind of does mean something. Like, they knew something, but they got their information wrong. But where they got the information from, they could have mentioned something about Pikachu somewhere in there. I don't know. Then we have this 4chan thing here. 4chan type link thing. And apparently, as we're looking through it, it had these little images of these Pokemon that we, like I said, were unused. Yeah. In the first Gen 1 games. Being via Deer right here. Rest of them you know already. Being via Croaky right here, or Crocky, whatever one. The Unknown Elephant here. Now we have more of those now. The Beta Tyranitar here. Okay, over there in the corner. Okay. The some spots are definitely just missing. Then you have Hex missing no, which means that there's still some that we haven't even seen yet. You have the Unknown Ball right there. Okay. So it's just the more we move on now, and then we have also the cactus obviously down here at the bottom. So we don't know cactus yeah cactus. Yeah. I thought it was Doduo at first when I first saw it, but then you go down there and you can see which one is Doduo. You can clearly see what it is. But so we still have these Pokemon that we have yet to see in the games, and then we have Beta Seal here as well. So I don't know if they're gonna use these ever, but it's just a good thought to have that they could possibly reuse the older ones and make them new. The older things that make them new. Yeah, like I said that right. Use the older sprites and make them new, and make them generate Pokemon or whatever they want to call them. So, this Qbert here, he also talked about a little bit about on the beta Pokemon and the seal and all that stuff, showing off the Tyranitar, beta Tyranitar, just a bit, but yeah, he talked a little bit about it down here, showing you the names: Jagu, Cactus, Deer. You can see all this. I'll leave a link to his Tumblr in the description. This next thing is that Project Eevee 1120 that keeps referring to 11:21 a.m. but it refers to the number 1121, which can be read as Eevee. One can be read as that character or EE, and then two can be read as that character or VU, and then that's why 11:21 is Eevee Day. So I'm not. That's just a small little reference there for Eevee. Then here, this was also sent to Rough Rowlet by Cyber Able. Right, is that right? Yeah, Cyber Able. And we had some merchandise here that got shown off, saying that tomorrow a new costume just for Pikachu stuff. This is showing the substitute doll, the Oddish bag looking bag there, and then we have the sailor uniform. That's pretty cool. Okay, I like that. But this is the most important thing though. It's saying that this has been retweeted multiple times, so but this in particular one was trademarked specifically for just the hat, and this is his Kanto hat that was used also in the movie and also in the original series. So I don't know why they did trademark this, but it's just interesting to think about. Just interesting because it's Kanto related. We've seen this all before, but this picture multiple times. But this one thing I did notice that you can only see the Great Ball, Ultra Ball, and Pokeball. And if you see the Pokeball is also slightly slanted, as like the logo for the Pikachu, the logo that was leaked out that was supposed to be Japanese. It was slightly slanted like this, and the only balls that you can actually use in Pokemon Go really is the Ultra Ball, the Great Ball, and the Pokeball. And I never even realized that. So that's just a good thing that Christian pointed out for us. We also have this here, being that this account for the Creatures Inc. In their new logo is saying that this account seems to be attracting attention to Spanish-speaking people. Homepage access swell to 80 times, and I have Japanese site. I have a Japanese site last. So think about it. Just a little snippet because actually the Spanish community that's a part of Pokemon is we speculated a lot that the actual next games was going to be like somewhere like in Italy, Spain, something like that. And we obviously it's starting to look different than that. So, it's just a little small tidbit again. Then Game Freak are hiring for a test automation programmer, software engineer, and test to work on a customer Customer? Yeah, game development project. The contract position listed to start in June 2018. Knowledgeable. So this is the document here. This tells you 2018 game free hire for the. And if I translate the page, then you'll be able to see it. But it's not like doing it. So, but it's just seeing that they're still working on the game, still a little bit. So they still have like a little bit left to do, probably. Then we have this here from Sunny Shore and Pokemart. There's a full lineup of Pokédolls revealed for releases May 2016, and he has these. Oh, look at these Gen 1 Pokemon. Just random Gen 1. Snorlax, Poliwrath. You have Gengar, Mew, Bulbasaur, Charmander, and of course Squirtle. And then you have them in a keychain form. You have some Pikachu bags, just randomly. And I mean, the stuff is cool. I would love to get it, but I mean, I can't get all that stuff, obviously, like that. Then we have Paul Ryan post this on his page. Says, anyone else notice that the Japanese official Instagram account has been promoting the Pikachu and Eevee merchandise lines? So obviously, we've seen this before. Talking about the soda, and then you have this one from Pikachu and Eevee for Easter. Then here we also had Pikachu and Lapras, so we got Lapras going on there again. So I think this is based on Mystery Dungeon though, because of the scarf and stuff, but I'm not sure specifically. But it's just a nice thing to think about. So then Paul Ryan says this as well. It's Wednesday, no official Dasku's updates, no Pokemon Center. I was like, what the heck is going on? And he's right, because during that week it wasn't nothing going on, and then right after that he says the jaw-dropping aspect of potential Pokemon Switch games would hands down Eevee being the main game mascot status, joining the likes of Charizard, Ho-Oh, and Gyarados, and Xerneas, etc. Which is true, because if you see that Eevee's trying to rival kind of Pikachu a bit, but it seems much more than just that. It seems like Project Eevee is a whole new meaning to, and it gives Pokemon his brand of a secondary mascot to try to rival Pikachu. Such a clever decision on longevity, and it is, because if you think about it, without Eevee and Pikachu being one of like the two popular Pokemon out there, how would they be able to manage those two and balance the two? They just show them both off, but whoever wants like Pikachu, they'll be Pikachu, and whoever like Eevee, pick Eevee. More of that Project Eevee thing, and more going into the let's Pikachu, let's go Eevee, let's go Pikachu type games that we're talking about. So they're just promoting them a lot. And Eevee being the second mascot would be not that bad, because a lot of people like Eevee, because the fact that it can evolve into different types really gives it an edge on different abilities, moves, everything. So okay, we have this by Paul Ryan as well, saying that so Ash is the latest Pokemon Nindroid release, yet they choose Red as the promotional example, and they do it because if you click here, it takes you to this page on PokeShopper, and it shows you the example of image Pokemon Lily Nindroid with Red. And why they choose Red out of all things? Showing off their red, blue, and yellow thing going on there, but mostly promotional yellow. But then again, he does have Bulbasaur, which indicates green. So, and Clefairy is first gen Pokemon, so that's already a thing. So, but that's not only though. If you go through PokeShoppers, let me see, where's it at? Just scroll down this page, you can see a lot of Gen 1 stuff. Between, there's the Lola forms right there for Pokemon Go. So that's that. Then you have all these Gen 1, or look at Eevee in the background right there, in this one, randomly. And then we have the Dream case here. I think that these Dream cases are pretty freaking nice though. Like they have a Pikachu. No, that's a Jolteon one. I'm sorry. They have a Jolteon one. They have a just different Eevee ones. Like I don't think they had the one for Sylveon and all the other Umbreon, Espeon, all those. But it's just something to have, like as merchandise. A lot of Lily, Eevee in this thing, right here. Just random Eevee, Pikachu, Eevee. Why? In front of the Sun and Moon Pokemon Center, like just all these Gen 1, like Porygon, Mew, much like it's a definition from Snorlax, but you mean you can say, but almost. Then you got some Johto Pokemon back there, like Totodile back there, like Charmander. Let me see. I'm pretty sure Bulbasaur is in here. I don't see it in here. I see Turtwig in there, but I don't see. Vulpix is there, but the Alolan form of it. But still, there's like just random Celebi. There's Pichu up there. There's Porygon too. Like so, I don't know. There's Mega Charizard. Y in the corner there. So like just random. It's random. It's a good picture, but it's random. So, oh, I saw Bulbasaur right there. Bulbasaur's right there. So and Squirtle is somewhere in here. That means so. Where's Squirtle at? Because I know he in here. That's Manaphy. Where's Squirtle? Squirtle right there. So yeah, they showed off some Gen 4 Pokemon in here as well. Like I said, Turtwig, they got Charmander, Chimchar up there, and then have Piplup over here in the corner. So that's Gen 4, and then you have some Gen 7 like Blitten here, Rowlet, and then Popplio. So it just had Totem in there somewhere. But didn't have Hoenn. So I think they have all the starters in here. Matter of fact, I'm looking at it. Yeah, they do. They have the first evolution of each starter. So then they have this Jirachi and Eevee Plus here. Just different promotional stuff. And including these Eevee and Pikachu keychain thingies. Like, really? Really? Though? Like, why? 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 Why out of all things they choose those? But yeah, then they have this right here again, guaranteed merchandise updates in 12 hours time. I don't expect anything much from Sayako. Pikachu and Eevee release plush the Kanto Pokédolls line next week. So that's just another tidbit there by Paul Ryan anyway. Then we have to give big thanks to Liam Robertson because he posted this saying that he's very credible. He does a lot of podcasts and stuff. And one of in game what is his name? In GameCube, right? The YouTuber, he actually got sent by one of his fans this little thing. And they were talking about it, and it says here, if I can bring this up right quick. It says, I know, right, I'll forgive it since it's a remake, but if the new gen doesn't look good, I'm cry LOL. And then I'm listening to Liam Robertson, his podcast, and he says that he heard about Pokemon Let's Go 2 months ago. And Pokemon from NOA talked to him about it. And it took inspiration from Go in the inauguration. It will take inspiration of Go, and the inauguration of Go will be minimum. So basically, that means that Pokemon Go will be in the game a little bit. It's not gonna be heavy measures. It's not gonna be where you have to play Pokemon Go in order to be able to play the game. No, they just use certain parts of Pokemon Go and be able to make it connect with the Switch game, which I said I don't think they would make it like Pokemon Go because obviously this is a main series game. This is not a app like Pokemon Go is. So they gotta make it the difference there and be like, Go is not the same as that. But it brings me back to the point where I had that Eevee thing up, which was that's a Nintendo Switch. Where it was basically right here, matter of fact. it seems to have been meant for Pokemon Go. So when you transfer your Pokemon over, it might say that. Something like that. Like when you transfer them over to the Switch game. Which makes a lot of sense. And then you probably be able to, like I said, like they said, get like in some of these like rumors and leaks we had, like they say you get rewards for doing certain tasks, like and maybe like in Pokemon Go. So, but you don't have to do them. You can still play the regular game, but it's not a necessary that you have to. But it just gives you extra, like maybe like some extra points or extra things to do in the game if you do the certain part and Go, and then transfer the item or via whatever reward you got in Go. So they can integrate those two. Like they could do events for Go that has something to do with the Switch game, and then you do that thing in Go, and then you better transfer that. Like maybe they do rare Pokemon in Go, like they do a shiny Rayquaza you can find in battle and stuff, and then you can transfer that Rayquaza to the Switch game, something like that. I'm sorry, I love dragons. That's why I mentioned Rayquaza, and I just saw him in that picture too. And then he said, also goes on. He said he also heard that the game will be shown to the press this month, behind the scenes after the reveal. So again, he's basically saying that this month we're gonna see this game really. Yeah. So let's put it that way. And that's the podcast. I never watched the podcast, but there's the actual podcast. And I don't know if you go and watch it. Maybe he does say that. We're going to talk about this in a minute, but I want to put this up here first. And this is basically stating that this is supposed to be the back cover. I got this from Rough Rowlett's video because I could not find the back cover of the actual game thing itself. I don't have my game case with me. I just have the game by itself in the little case down there. But this is the back of the cover of Ultra Sun and Moon, and which is true because I looked at it obviously, and I bought the game obviously, so I would know. And it says "Let's go," and I never thought about that until Rough Rowlett mentioned it in his video. And I'm like, well, yeah, you're right. It does say "Let's go" on the back of the actual via case of Ultra Sun and Moon, just randomly. New adventures, secrets away. Discover. Let's go. Just let's go. Let's go have an adventure. Let's go. So that's just a little snippet tip there. And then we had this right here, which seems more credible than any other leaks and rumors we've gotten over the course of the time we've been talking about leaks and rumors. And I'm just going to go through this and tell me what you guys think in the comments below about all this information, obviously. Because I'm going to link every thing that I've seen and show it you. Well, everything I can, except for the stuff that I have in my photo thing, because I can't link that, obviously. But everything else I will link at the bottom for you. Period. One blank. This was sent to Rough Rowlett by PokeRaft, and he got this from someone else, but apparently an anonymous source because he doesn't tell his name. So first off, here you go. It says, "This is what I got so far. The Pokemon Switch games are a Pokemon Yellow sequel, not a remake, a sequel. And the sequel could be something like a reboot, somewhat of, we don't know yet. They are meant to celebrate the change that has happened over Pokemon's 20th year history, and the promise that lies ahead. The team want to pay respects to the history that has come before." So, tradition. There's that tradition. There's that tradition again. That people say like tradition versus innovation type thing. I can see where this is going. It said, but also that moving forward into the Switch and beyond is a new frontier full of promise. Now, this is kind of hard to read because these are small words, but I can read this because I have good eyesight, so I'm trying to do it the best way I can to make sure I don't mess up. It says, Pokemon following the player in the overworld, which originated in Pokemon Yellow, finally makes an improved return. More Pokemon appear in the overworld than ever before due to the Switch's capabilities. So Pokemon, he's saying, does follow you. And then he says there is a battle arena exclusive to the Switch dock mode, and it improved textures and graphics. It says something I mentioned at the end of the second point gives you a hint as what it could be. So it could be a reference of the HUD that they were talking about, and some leaks and rumors that we had. And on top of that, there has been a leak and rumor that talked about a battle arena being in the game, some type of battle arena. So that battle arena could be on the same side as something like a Pokemon Stadium game or like Pokemon Battle Revolution, and which would be kind of cool. So it'd be like this kind of arena where you just fight, and then you probably just gain experience. Do that way. It says, continuing, it says Eevee has been so heavily promoted since the start of 2018, which is true. Merchandising and a co-mascot in the 21st movie, always appearing alongside Pikachu, of course, because it is the second version's mascot, based from Pikachu's remains the mascot of the other version via the game that we have been talking about. Pikachu, let's go Pikachu, let's go Eevee. Those games. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. It says Ultra Sun and Moon, I think that's what that means, yeah. Directly preceded these games because they introduced the Ultra Space and the idea of multiple universes. So to speak, also all legendaries could be caught there to represent the vastness of the Pokemon timeline in history. So he's basically saying there that the Ultra Wormholes, all that stuff, they're going to be tying it up in this game, telling you more about them, basically. On top of that, they're going to be using them in the game as ways of travel, probably. In that same sense. That makes a lot of sense. This is because the games were made primarily by a junior team who were obviously aware of the senior team was up to. The year-long legendary distribution is also a lead to these games representing Pokemon's history. So that's another tidbit. Which is very great. I mean, someone actually saw that the Switch game was being a thing, and they included the Ultra Wormholes as a conclusion to make sense later on for the upcoming games, which is kind of cool. Then they said the version of Kanto in these games are technically in two other Ultra Space pockets and separated from an original Game Boy Yellow version. This isn't especially explained to the player, but scientist characters critically hit at when you engage them in dialogue. So that means that both versions of the games are basically two different alternate. They're the same thing. They're the same game. Just like kind of like Ultra Sun and Moon is, which is basically the same subset. So they do the same story, but they're showed in different ways. So one might be in the past and one might be in the future, something like that. So they're basically saying the games are slightly different, but not too different, basically. And he'll explain this more when I talk about more. The versions are. He said that the two versions are Pikachu representing tradition and Eevee representing evolution and change, which that's what I'm saying, future and past, type thing. Where did it go? Oh man, this is so small. I'm trying to keep up. After all, Eevee is the evolution Pokemon, and Pikachu is the long-time mascot, aging franchise. With this is that future and past thing. The versions are far more different from each other in previous paired games. That is what is taking the team so long, because they are practically two separate region versions of Kanto. They are still working hard to get the release in holiday 2018, but these games have been long in development. They have been working on the engine since they received the NX Deviant kit, a dev kit or whatever. So the game has been around in one form or another. The project will definitely be released in a financial year to help meet Nintendo's Switch projected sales goals, which is they want those 20 million, units sold. Pokemon Smash and other surprise big game announced at E3 presentation should help them meet the sales goals rather than easily. Pikachu Tradition takes its place in recent past, presumably in the 90s, and Eevee Evolution takes a more futuristic version of the world. Not sure where this apocalyptic stuff is coming from, but it is not as dramatic as the rumors are making it out to be. Yes, there are smaller towns that are more run down and bigger cities that are more technologically advanced and built up, but the apocalyptic is stretching the truth. Kanto is based in Japan, after all, and it's home to many companies on the forefront of technology and dream of the future. So this is a version of future realized and the future where world and harmony Pokemon professors have dreamed of. So this version of the future realized this is the future world of harmony Pokemon. Oh, sorry, I read the same thing again, didn't I? But of course, it does not have to. They have a darker side to it as well, with two opposite opposing views must be compromised. So basically, the evil team is just basically not really evil. They're just having a general disagreement with the actual player character, liking traditional stuff, and they feel like that the future is the only thing that matters. Where the player character likes to have tradition and futuristic stuff, that way they can have a little bit of both, taste of both worlds, which I feel like is cool. Idea of how evil teams should work. Also, like I said, that Pikachu being the past thing game, and then the Eevee is being the futuristic game of Kanto. And the way he's saying is